what is the most amount of money you made on a single piece of content? One piece of content.
A single video?
Yeah. And you've done lots, but like a single video, what is the most amount? Because I think a lot of people start going after this, and then, you know, they're like 1 year into it and they're trying to.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got years into this.
Right.
And
a single video, man, I don't know. I think probably
you can do above range.
It would be.
The Killer Growth Podcast starts now.
Hey guys, quick disclaimer. We had a slight technical difficulty with our audio, but it's only for the first 15 minutes. So if you want to scrub ahead, you can, but to honor Jordan Hatfield's time, we left it in there. Thanks so much. What's up, guys? Sam McVeigh here with the Killer Growth Podcast, and today I have Jordan Hatfield, the founder of so many things.
Founder.
Filmmaker.
I've never been called that before.
You've never been called a founder?
No.
Not like floundering, like
no, I know. Yeah, like a fish,
like not a fish.
Okay.
If you were a character on Finding Nemo, which character would you be? Let's say it together. Ready?
I've thought a lot about this.
1. Dory.
Yeah, right. I couldn't think of a single character.
He nailed it.
That's
exactly how Dory would have done it.
Even though one of my kids is basically named after the main character,
that's true, Nemo.
So that's another example of my very low brain power. my second son is named Nemo, and I couldn't think of a name. This is why I didn't want to do a podcast, Samuel.
Jordan just mostly sat there the whole time.
The drool came about 30 minutes in.
That's so good. Way too much.
Okay.
I'm good at that.
I'm ready for the next question.
Okay,
now.
sounds good. I'm so ready.
No, I'm not.
But for reals, you've made a film, lots of films, and that's where we're going to start.
Yeah.
But you have Monumental. We'll tag that. The channel. Sorry, I keep thinking about it. But yeah, so Jordan is my brother-in-law, so I'll lead with that. Married to my sister. Mm-hmm. Has a couple.
That is how that works.
3 of my nephews and 1 of my nieces. They're great. One of them's called Nemo.
One of them is called Nemo. Yeah.
What are the rest of their names?
From time to time, I do forget their names, among other important words.
All right, let's go back to high school. So I don't know a lot of people.
Back to high school.
Yeah,
okay.
we're going back to high school.
Yeah.
I think that's where I want to start.
Okay.
This
is gonna get dark.
Created a trilogy.
Yes.
Like not a lot of people I know. And when I say like you created films in high school.
Right.
They weren't like these 20, 30-minute films.
Right.
Like a normal high school kid would make, right? Like, oh, I had this like video idea and at max it's going to be 30 minutes.
Right.
How long were your movies?
So they got progressively longer. So the first one, it was like probably an hour and 10 minutes. And then the second one was, I think, 2 hours. Third one, I think, was probably pushing 2.5. Yeah. Wow. I think we just got overly confident about what sort of
we are that good
production quality we're putting out. And we thought people will love it. We just need more.
We just need more content. And it was Good Ninja, Bad Ninja. What was the name?
It started out, my dad got like, I was probably 14 or 15, and my dad got like an old Sony camcorder. And he let us use it one day, and we discovered that if we filmed a shot and we hit record, filmed the shot, turned it off, moved the camera, hit record again, turned it off, and did that several times, we had a sequence that kind of looked like a movie, and we were like blown away, like this is the most awesome thing ever. And we had always, all of my brothers and I and my cousin, who was basically like a brother, we always just loved movies and creating stupid stories growing up. So So we just started filming all sorts of stuff. And that first one started out, me and my younger brother, Shim, who was on here recently. We just went outside one day. We took our shirts off. We got some ninja swords, and we just
starts.
Yeah, we made like a 5-minute movie, and then we decided, hey, we could tell a full story with this, and yeah. So the rest is history.
One thing led to another, and 6 hours of film later.
Right.
So how did you edit the first movie? Was it literally stop start the whole time, and then you like what was available back then?
I think initially, like a lot of like the scenes we were doing were like edited that way, and then we ended up finding like probably a free editing software.
It would have been what, like 04?
It would have been
03,
yeah,
04.
Yeah. And so we started editing eventually on like a free software where we could add music and sound effects and stuff like that. And so by the third movie, everything was being edited. We stopped doing the start recording kind of method, and we're just filming shot by shot. But yeah, I think it was just that free Showbiz, I think, again, is what it was called.
Oh yeah, I remember
software.
Showbiz.
Yeah. Cheap, did not do much. I think you had like two like you had one line of video, maybe one or two max, and like 1 or 2 lines of audio. So you
I don't even know if you could do B-roll on it. I didn't know if you could even stack.
I don't know if you could stack footage. I think you just had to.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to ask Teddy. I think that might be what we used to make our first music video in high school. Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the back of a bed of a truck.
Yeah.
And it was just us pretending to play instruments and playing a soundtrack the whole time.
Yeah.
That was it.
I would love to be able to find Showbiz and be able to use it again, because I still have the original project files for a lot of the movies. Because we use copyrighted music. We were using like Star Wars music and AC/DC or whatever we could find. And now on YouTube, that's a problem, because you can't, those videos have so many copyright strikes against them. And I've thought it'd be fun to go back and do some kind of original music, and then do a director's cut re-release or something.
Yeah, that'd be, you should.
I'm sure all 5 of the people that would watch that would really enjoy it.
Would really enjoy it. And the production crew is called the Clown Crew.
Yes.
Is that right?
That
so
was
you had
the
a
name.
Group of guys. It was brothers, friends.
Yep.
Some of you guys were actually really good actors. Your brother Seth actually acted in college, right?
Yep. And then our good friend Daniel Conley, who was a part of our crew, he did a lot of acting stuff through high school and in college, and so him and Seth were kind of the professional, the ones who kind of had some idea of what
didn't they
doing.
play like 6 different characters throughout the series?
Yes, most of us were playing multiple characters.
Yeah. And so then fast forward, you do the first one, and then tell me at what point, because you're at Remington High School, at what point did you pack out a gym for like the releases? Was it movie 1, or did that start on?
No, that was movies? 1, because we had an English teacher that I think just liked what we were doing. We were kind of buddies with him, and he kind of set it up to where we could premiere the first movie in the school gym. And so we decided to do it, didn't know if anybody would show up, and then we ended up having the gym was packed full and people were cheering and clapping. It was truly like an amazing experience for someone I grew up since I was 10 years old. I wanted to be a movie director. I wanted to make movies. So to be 15, 16 in high school and have all of your peers cheering for you. And then, I go to high school football games or something, and I'd have younger kids, I was standing at the urinal and they'd be looking over nervously, and he'd say, "You're the good ninja." That's right, son. That's right. I am. So it was pretty fun.
So did you do that for all the other releases?
We did. Yep. So, we made a second movie. I think pretty much then it was 2005. We made the first one. 2006, we went on and made the second one. And every year we were doing a big premiere at the school, hanging up flyers everywhere. And yeah, had a pretty good crowd every time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the moment where like the jock and all the normal cool kids are like, crap, these kids are way cooler. like they want to be
not
you.
the way anymore.
Right. You're like sitting on the sidelines, not getting any playing time, still the coolest kid on the field.
Yeah, right. Yes. Which I was on the sidelines a lot. Yeah.
So we'll skip over your athletic career.
You could skip over that.
Is that okay? All
You
right.
could. I mean, we could talk about it, but it might stir
What
up
was
some.
the best moment in your high school football career?
Oh,
what
dear
was
Lord.
What was the play?
the play?
The play. The one.
I don't
There's
have
gotta be
I don't
one.
have any memories of plays in football. I have memories of excruciating shin splints and wishing I could quit, but knowing I needed to stick it out and just wishing it was done and over and that I had never signed up. I didn't have good
You're
plays,
just sitting there.
Samuel.
I've got like 5 more movie
Oh, no.
ideas.
No, I was really good at bouncing balls off my hands. You know, I was supposed to be a receiver. I was pretty good at
If
that.
there was a position for that, I would have gone pro.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, so let's jump out of there. You went to Butler. That's where we met. Same story as meeting Shim.
Yep.
Practicum, building theater sets, lights, audio, all that, and filming the whole time. Funny
Yeah.
enough, I think about that. Like we goofed off and
Yeah.
go out to random places, and you were just always wanting to film something.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't even know you, and it's just like this guy always is talking about some other video idea, and you might pull out the camera and do it. But that's when my memory then of the one you made. I'm sure you made several, but the Wolverine trailer that went on forever.
Yeah,
Like
that was
long.
for a class project actually. I was doing some kind of a film class there. And I don't remember what the project requirements were exactly, but yeah, we decided to do a spoof of the Wolverine trailer. And
Yeah.
that
That was
a lot of
really
fun, yeah.
good. I just watched it again with Troy.
Oh, okay.
Like a month ago. I was like, Troy, we got to watch this. I
Yeah.
like remember this, and we eventually found it. It was under Clown Crew,
Okay.
the YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
That kind of stuff is now more like that's like vintage YouTube kind of stuff. Before everybody and their mom was making videos, it was a different time for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pre Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of
Yes, it
crazy how
is,
quick
yeah.
all of that has happened. So then go forward. You're just doing oddball jobs. You started working for my cleaning company.
I did.
You were the window guy.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I don't know if you and Faith had just got married.
When I
And-
joined,
yeah,
came
to be
on
clean.
Good to clean. I think
Or
so.
in the middle of it.
Yeah, because I did tree work for about 2 years, and then we got married, and I came on with Good to Be Clean and did that for about 2 years.
Yep. Did some window cleaning and then moved you in.
Cleaned
You
some
were
toilets.
cleaned some toilets.
Yep.
Did some
Got some
janitorial.
acid cleaner sprayed in my eye.
Oh, I forgot about
all
that.
that kind of fun stuff. Yeah.
Dude, do you remember going to Topeka, Kansas to the post
Oh,
office
yes.
and we came
Yeah.
back with bed bugs
Yep.
out of that hotel room? That was terrible.
That was good. That was good. That was fun.
That was so fun. And then remember the guy I tried to fire?
I do remember that, and we were afraid he was going to.
Yeah. And
come-
then he came back into work the next day.
Yeah.
And Jordan was kind of like managing some of the janitorial for us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jordan, call him because he sabotaged our
You
equipment.
made me fire him, didn't you?
No, I fired him and then he came in the next day. And then I had
Oh,
you
that's
call
right.
to try and get the deal done. That still didn't go well. We both couldn't get rid of him. And then he sabotaged all of our equipment
Did
on
he
the last day of
sabotage
work.
equipment?
He cut all the power cords
Oh, I don't
on the
remember
last day of
that.
the contract. So I made you call him.
Yeah.
I did not know. This is good advice for business owners, okay? They need to know when
we
you're
tried-
recording.
We tried to.
This is the best. This is such
Can
a
I
Dory
say that
moment.
publicly now? We tried to entrap him.
Yes, we did. We did. And we didn't use anything. We didn't do anything. But you called him, and I was like, you got to call him because he liked you and he didn't like me.
Right.
And I was like, you call him
Which
and
makes
get
sense.
him to admit 100%. 100%. You're Dory, I'm the shark or whatever.
Dory. That's Finding Nemo, right? Yeah. There you go. I'll write that down. This is another
Just
name.
keep swimming. So you call him and he gets on the phone. I'm like, just record him and get him to admit he did that because I was going to hold his last paycheck for all the damage he caused. And so you're on with him. And at some point he goes, wait, are you recording me? That's illegal. You have to notify me. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And,
Which we looked at the laws and you didn't have to notify him.
Yeah, I don't think it was permissible in court. You could still record them, but it wasn't like it was anything we could use or something. I don't know. Whatever lawyers listening, nothing happened. Because you probably don't remember this part. You get off and you tell me this whole thing, and then you just start dying laughing on the phone with me, and I'm like, what? Like, this all sounds tragic. Like, he was on to you, and you go, yeah, I wasn't recording the whole time.
Oh, did I forget?
You thought you were.
Okay.
You tried to get your phone to record, and it wasn't the whole.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Then I just remember we both just start dying laughing, and it's like, well, it was worth the try.
Did he pay for it? Stuff?
No, I got scared because then he started threatening my family.
Oh, that's right.
And some weird stuff. And then I had a bad dream about it, and I just sent him his full page.
Yeah.
It's the Michael Scott moment. You know, I killed a deer once. I had to finish it off with a shovel. It took about an hour. That was my firing ability. But anyway, all right.
Good times. I forgot about that.
So then you jumped into a marketing role with us.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
So you kind of transitioned out of cleaning.
Revelate Creative.
Revelate Creative was formed, and we started doing film, like large scale video projects for companies. And Tyler Brickley was there as well. And you made a National Geographic of a pavement and asphalt company.
Right.
Production.
A series. There was 4 of them, I think. Yeah.
That was fun. He was on the podcast,
project.
and I told him when he changed his name, I was like, that was the worst thing. I just thought those videos are gone forever.
Oh, yeah. You can't use them.
Can't use them.
Yeah.
It's all over his name.
Yeah.
Or the old name was all over him. All right. We're back. Technical detail issue there. It's all right. So we did Revelate Creative, did post-production, did that for a while.
Shaw's Pest Control.
That was epic. Oh my gosh. Go to Shaw's Pest Control's website and look at the most unnecessary promo video ever.
Yeah.
But it's lasted though. I mean, it stood the test of time.
Yeah, I haven't watched that for a while.
People still talk about it.
I have thought recently about all the things we could do now.
Oh, I know. With AI.
With AI that we could have made like a full-length blockbuster.
Big time.
About Dave Shaw's.
It was still pretty good without AI. The bugs and the shooting of the bugs.
The
explosions.
Revelate was great just because it, you were basically just paying me to learn how to do so many things. But yeah, there were just so many of those projects, like the Shaw's Pest Control was just so overblown and unnecessary. I learned so much doing that project. Yeah, it was so fun.
I think it's a good. I'm glad it happened because I think the takeaway was like there is a lot of pros to something like that because of how well it ages.
Yeah,
it's still people will see it and bring it up
and talk about it.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was nuts. And I'm like, it's so outdated, but yet it still blows people's minds. And I'm like, I think we're like right at that moment for the first time in like 8 years that people are going to be like, oh, they should have used AI to make parts of that, right? Like,
best part of that video was Pat Holiday.
Oh my gosh, down. General Pat.
He
was so good.
So good.
So good, yeah. He missed his calling for sure.
Oh yeah, never acted a day in his life, but it's like I believed he was just really hardcore military.
That scene where Brickley cries a little bit during his speech, and it was like Brickley's like, "Yeah, I really felt something though. Like he was that good."
Right.
I knew that we weren't in the middle of a bug apocalypse.
Yeah.
But this general really inspired me.
Oh man,
I saw a clip of Ryan Brickley and Zach Beal that were in that.
Oh yeah,
like standing out by the Good to Be Clean
and
van
the bugs crawl all over.
All over the van. I think Melinda just posted that. Ryan's voice is so different.
Oh,
he was like so young. I mean, I think
really
he's in high
pitched.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, really high pitch, Ryan. You sound like
he's
a girl.
like super feminine and just weak sounding.
So fast forward, we shut that down. Realize we are not in a place or ready to run a media company.
Yeah,
and you go off and do some ministry stuff. You start doing filmmaking in ministry, and you produce your like legit first film, documentary style, about a guy who, 2 guys that were in prison, out of prison, found faith, and that was Great Lighthouse Studios.
Great Light Studios.
And did that for, I don't know how long you did.
Yeah. I started doing that in probably 2016, maybe 16, 17. And still have Great Light Studios. I'm not doing a whole lot with it at this point. It kind of turned into a platform to battle cults.
Yeah.
And been doing a lot of interviews with former cult members and things like that. So yeah, my goal initially was just to do films, and then it just kind of took on a different kind of life, which was good because it's helped a lot of people. And I'd love to do more there, but just time.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. What's the main cult I see your interviews about?
It's called
Are
the
you allowed to
World
say?
Mission Society Church of God. Yeah, I can
Okay.
say. Yeah, it's just a South Korean cult. South Korea is just, for whatever reason, like a breeding ground for high demand and high control cults. So cults that aren't
Interesting.
just like they have some weird teachings and strange ideas. It's like they destroy people's lives to a degree. You know, they just through different manipulative tactics where they get people's finances, they get people's just extreme amounts of time that they require, breaking up families, all sorts of stuff. And, you know, people essentially get locked into these groups because the doctrine is constructed in such a way that there's so much fear around it. You know, you're afraid of going to hell if you step out the door. So you essentially lock yourself in to these groups. And so, yeah, but just making those videos, interviewing former members, it's been a lot of fun to see a lot of people coming out of it. And just a whole bunch of other YouTube channels have kind of popped up since I started mine. When I started it, there was like a couple videos online, like just not very many resources about the group, which was one of the reasons I wanted to kind of focus on doing that. And now over the years, I think members seeing like the interviews I put out and seeing these other people coming out and speaking out, it's kind of emboldened a lot of people to kind of do the same thing. So yeah, it's just, those groups are just wacky.
Yeah.
And it's, when you start to hear some of these stories, it's
I've listened to some of the clips and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
sad.
It's infuriating in a lot of ways
Yeah.
that people, it's just like, how is this legal? How is this even? Yeah, it's just unreal.
Well, it's always like the definition of a cult is control, and then some weird sex thing, and
sometimes
someone makes a lot of money. Like it's
usually,
it seems like those are the three ingredients.
And sex isn't so much. I mean, at least on the surface level, I'm sure there's stuff that goes on in the behind the scenes, but not so much a part of this. This group is just all about power and trying to present itself as you know, in a positive way to the public, doing a bunch of they do all kinds of charity type of, you know, public cleanings and different things where they always ensure that they have media. They won't go out and do any of these events unless they know they've got a news organization who's willing to come cover it. But they're more about getting power and control over people. And
I'm assuming that also results in them making money.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
someone's making money.
yes, they're making lots of money.
Yeah.
Because they, again, unless members, if you knew the amount of money that some of these people are tithing, because they require, you know, like, I can't remember exactly how often it is, but I think it's, I know on Saturdays, I think there's 1 or 2 tithes every Saturday. I think there's maybe a daily tithe. But I've heard of people where they're basically being pressured into giving, you know, like the vast majority of their income, and they're already struggling financially in different ways. But these groups just,
what was the name of the church again?
The World Mission Society Church of God.
So this is a sidebar, but at some point I need to tell you about the guy who I met that was in that and got married in South Korea
was it an
on the
arranged
football
marriage?
field in an arena
Yeah.
with
with
100 other couples all got married at the
Interesting.
same
Yeah.
moment. And I think it was that exact same one, and his family's money turned into a crisis because they gave it all away.
Yeah.
And they had nothing.
Yeah.
And it was South Korea based church cult.
Yep.
And he has a photo of his wedding, and it's literally like
That might have been the
different
the
version of
Moonies.
it.
I can't remember the
yes,
official name.
that
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause there's a lot of
documentary
similarities
about
between
us.
them.
Okay, yeah.
But again, South Korea just has
Right.
all these crazy cults and
That's interesting.
arranged marriages, all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah.
He's actually hopefully going to come on the podcast here in the near
cool.
future. I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit,
Yeah.
mostly about his tech company. But
Yeah.
okay, so you did that for a while. Then you start Hicks and Giggles is what I was going to jump into because
Yeah.
you were kind of like doing that, and then you and your brother,
Yep.
like making funny stuff.
Yeah.
And Hicks and Giggles now has, I mean, how many followers combined?
Across platforms, it's over 2 million, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's you putting in
Yes.
fake teeth. I should have had you dress up.
You should
for
have.
this
Yeah, I
one.
should have
It would've been
interviewed
great.
Buzz,
You should
not
have
me.
interviewed Buzz. All right. Let's switch characters. You got fake teeth in.
Yep.
Hair.
The wig, the hat. Yeah.
And you're just two hillbillies. And it started with you guys just saying knock knock jokes, basically, right?
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Yeah, I think we were at like a get together with like the group of friends from high school who made the movies, and every time we get together, we're all basically essentially been like, man, I wish we could just make movies again. That was the best time, and we've always wanted to do that. And for whatever reason, me and Shim were talking, and it just kind of became more like, let's just start doing something. You know, with the rise of social media, with TikTok and YouTube and all that, it's like people are doing it. People are, people with way less experience than we have are doing it. So let's just think of some ideas and start posting on TikTok and see what happens. And so I had the idea of, you scroll through TikTok long enough and you kind of understand what could potentially, you just got to figure out what's going to grab people's attention and keep them on that video long enough to where it, the algorithm.
So you
likes
saw enough bad teeth and you were like,
yeah, I
okay,
saw,
bad teeth
oh, that'll do it.
or
Yeah.
retention.
I just had the idea popped in my mind of like, if there was some like, if somebody was swiping and the first thing that just pops up is just these nasty looking, hillbilly, redneck people, whatever you want to call them, and they just tell a joke. Just immediately they tell a joke, and I think people will watch that. So we made one, and I think the first one got over 1 million views.
Jeez.
So yeah, it worked, and
Yeah.
we've been doing it for probably 4 or 5 years at this point.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kind of on and off.
on and off.
Yeah.
we
Because
don't.
you both have day jobs.
Yeah.
Because you and your brother, Shim, and you do it now, right? It was kind of
Yes.
all you guys were kind of around it at the beginning. Then it became. just
Yeah,
you and
it
Shim.
was. We had a couple other of our buddies involved at the beginning, and it's kind of transitioned to more me and Shim. And yeah, it's something we film at this point. We'll get together maybe once a month at the most, and we'll film 20, 30 little short videos, and then just post them over the next month
Yeah.
or two. We got a lot of ideas. I think that we talk about all the time. We know that brand has so much potential, and there's just so many different avenues that we could go with it. It's just at this point, it's just a matter of time to do it, because a lot of the videos we want to make, we've tried like a show, a podcast, kind of like this, but obviously
Sure.
very wacky and crazy.
Yeah.
But we've made a handful of those, and it's just one of those things where it takes me a day or two to edit them. And so, it's just figuring out what makes sense to invest in
Sure.
time-wise.
Yeah, return on investment.
Yeah, but I have a lot of excitement about where I think that could go. And I think we've grown we've grown a little bit more comfortable with doing it. It's just a little bit, it's a weird a weird thing.
It is.
It's a weird thing to build.
Like once they know your buzz, like people around town have told me, it's like they have a hard time like looking.
Oh
at
yeah,
you
I'm
any
sure.
other way.
How are people going to
like,
look at me in the eyes
that's
anymore?
the
Yeah.
that guy's buzz.
So it's just kind of a matter of figuring out how do you just embrace it. It is what it is. It's
right.
like that's yeah.
But
yeah, it's so much fun too. I feel like when we put those teeth in and those costumes on, we're kind of transported into a different world, and we get to just be, these idiot, mindless people for a while.
It probably feels like Good Ninja, Bad Ninja in a sense.
A little bit.
It's role playing.
Yeah.
That's cool. So then, what was the first point you made some money on that?
Oh boy,
TikTok specifically, especially if you had that many.
It was pretty soon we started making money doing TikTok lives. So
lives.
Yeah, we had some companies that reached out to us and wanted us to promote like little games and stuff. And so we had a pretty good deal at first, where it was just we made money dependent on downloads of these apps that we were promoting. So we would just sit there for 2 or 3 hours in a live video, just being total idiots, singing and doing all sorts of stuff at the same time promoting that app.
Downloads through like an affiliate
and then
link.
we're telling people to download this app, and we're just watching the apps being downloaded and making pretty good money. And TikTok ended up, and I don't know if it's the same now. I'm assuming it is. Ended up banning or making it to where you couldn't put links to outside apps and things like that incorporate those into your TikTok page or something. And so that kind of shut down, unfortunately. And now at this point, the main place we make money from Hicks and Giggles is Facebook, actually.
That seems to be growing.
Yeah,
I've
it
seen
is.
Some of those take off.
It's honestly, if I'm telling people like who are interested in possibly trying to make a little money on social media, that's definitely the first place I'd say to go, Facebook. Because I think they just want to compete with YouTube and TikTok, obviously. And so they just seem to be very willing right now to kind of shovel out money to creators. And they have a lot of different opportunities right now. And it's the easiest place to go on and start a page. And within weeks or a month, you can be making money posting simple videos. It's all about just coming up with a good concept. But yeah, at this point, we're not making anything from TikTok. YouTube is the place. It's my favorite platform. That's the place I'd love to grow Hicks and Giggles, because I think, at least until recently, I've always told people that's the most like secure, stable, reliable platform. I think it still is. In a lot of ways for video content. But it's just, it takes more work to build an audience, which is good and bad, because I think once you build an audience on YouTube, it's more reliable. And it just feels more real and more people, with things like Facebook and TikTok, you're just swiping past video
Kinda
after
gimmicky,
video.
Yeah.
And it's not something where like people aren't, at least in my mind, people aren't getting onto these like TikTok or Facebook Reels, like necessarily going like, oh, I want to watch a video from so-and-so, so I'm going to get on here. They're just doing it as sort of a, just as a habit or just to pass time, or they're taking a dump on the toilet or whatever. But for YouTube, I feel like it's at least closer to traditional media in the sense that people are thinking about specific creators or channels that they want to go watch. And so I like that more. I just think I find it more valuable. And
you like long format.
I do.
I do think you enjoy long format, which takes us into, you've done music channels that have created monetization on YouTube, like the 24/7 live music that you produce.
Yeah.
There's this one, what was the era of music that took off? The first one that took off for you? What was the era of music or the type of music you did?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like an old.
Well, I was using AI to create like vintage. Jazz and
Okay.
swing and big band kind of music, and create a whole channel around that. And yeah, it was doing pretty well for a while. And then I had a bunch of copycat channels. I noticed when my videos started doing really well, I noticed all these other channels started popping up doing the same exact thing. Like literally they were copying. I could tell they were taking my thumbnail images, putting them into Chat GPT or something and saying, make an image like this.
Yeah.
Because it's like the same thing with just minor variations. They were copying my titles, my video titles.
Which is the
word
problem
for
with
word.
AI, right? I
Yeah.
mean, at the end of the day, even if you do it all yourself and you don't use AI, someone can replicate it so quickly now.
Yes, depending on what you're doing, there is definitely content that is not, people can't just replicate
Sure. On
it.
the video side, especially.
Yeah.
More on the static
Yeah.
image side. Is
With
probably
that, definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thumbnail side, I should say. There's so many thumbnail generators now.
Oh, yeah.
They're popping up everywhere.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, so you do that gets monetized. And at what point, what's the most amount of YouTube channels you've had monetized? Because when people ask me what you do, I tell them like you're a creator. Like you literally create content and platforms pay you for the content you create. From stock images, stock video, you've done that, to literally entertainment funny, to actual cinema entertainment, to just music, which is that was such a bizarre thing to me when you said like, yeah, I'm making money every day on this YouTube music channel
Yeah.
that people are just sitting and listening to.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wild.
The most I've had,
Like monetized channels at once.
probably 4 or 5,
Yeah.
probably YouTube channels.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and after the recent fiasco with YouTube, I ended up turning off monetization for several of them, including the music one, just because YouTube is cracking down right now on what they're calling inauthentic content, which a lot of people assume it's about AI, them trying to get rid of AI videos, which is partially true, but it's affecting all sorts of creators and types of content, not just AI. And really, they're trying to crack down on just mass-produced, like overly repetitive sort of stuff that doesn't feel like it's adding much value to the platform, which I get. I think that's a good thing because, like you're saying, with AI now, people can just pump out
AI slop, baby.
crap.
Yeah.
With no effort put into it. It's just like and there's people doing that, that's people that are finding channels that are successful, figuring out ways to use AI to just copy that same exact format and then just pumping out, terrible versions of that. So YouTube, obviously, if they're going to survive, if the platform's going to, if companies are going to want to pay to have, their ads run, the companies don't want their ads running on crap
a good way to
videos.
look at it. Yeah.
Which again, that makes sense. Unfortunately, what YouTube is doing to try to solve that problem is impacting a lot of authentic creators in the process. And there's thousands, I would say, of channels that are just being overnight demonetized. People who have, hundreds of thousands or even millions of subscribers who have been doing it for 20 years, that their entire livelihood depends on it. And they have multiple employees are just waking up to an email notification that says, hey, all your channels are demonetized. Sorry. And suddenly it's like, years of work that people have invested. And these are, not just people pumping out AI garbage or mass produced stuff. It's people who are putting time into writing scripts and recording voiceovers and creating visuals and all sorts of stuff. And so, yeah, they're getting rid of a lot of crap, but a lot of, I think,
good stuff's also
good stuff. Yeah, there's collateral
So they took
damage.
down your Monumental, which is your big focus right now.
Yeah.
Monumental channel on YouTube. They took that down. How long was it down, and how did you get it back?
Yeah, so that happened to me where it was an evening and my channel has been just doing really well over the last 6 months or so. posted a couple videos. It just kind of blew up, and the whole channel kind of blew up with it, which is another.
And you got a plaque, right?
I got a
You passed
plaque.
the
Yeah, I got the
100,000.
100,000 silver play button recently. And
You were supposed to bring that, by the way.
Yeah, I
That
should
was-
have.
That was your prop.
And so I checked
Wait,
my.
hold on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ready? Photoshop.
Photoshop
Tyler,
it
right
in.
here. There it is.
So I just got an email notification one evening and looked down at it, and it said your channel has been demonetized, and you can reapply again in 90 days.
Jeez,
And
that's
no,
so far
yeah,
out.
no warning, no explanation. It wasn't like, here are the things you need to fix. It was just kind of this vague, like, again, the terminology is inauthentic content that they're using, and they, I asked them, and many creators are doing the same, asking them, okay, can you tell me like what specifically about my channel, which specific videos, and they'll just send back these automated cookie cutter kind of responses saying basically they're not allowed to give you that information.
Which is
and it's the overall theme of your channel is inauthentic. It's just kind of this vague, cryptic language where you have no idea what to do or what to fix, and it's a mess. It's a nightmare.
To your point, like it being your livelihood, which terrifies me.
Yeah.
That they could simply do a software update. It's not even humans demonetizing.
No,
right?
I think they have a lot.
It's
They've
AI
implemented AI
demonetizing.
moderation that's flagging these channels. It's picking up on certain indicators that their whatever algorithm is deeming as these point to inauthentic, mass-produced content, and then it's just like this automatic shutdown of your channel, and yeah, very little human involvement, it feels like, on YouTube's part, even when you're reaching out to their support trying to get help to resolve the issue. You're met with what feels again like automated responses.
I'm curious because people, you would be considered like a small creator, right? It's just you. You don't have a team. There's some people that literally have a group that are repping it out. I'm really curious because your focus on monetization's only been 3 years, probably.
For
like trying to figure out a business model around monetization.
Yeah.
Has it only been like 3 years?
Well, I mean, it's been the goal for
right, but I
the
think
goal for
Hicks and
years.
Giggles was the first one, and that was
that was I would say when I shifted from Great Light Studios, it was more about trying to raise support, getting people who would want to support the ministry that I was doing. That didn't work out too well. And so, probably around the time when we started Hicks and Giggles was when I really focused in on trying to make it work with just making enough income through these platforms, and through monetization. So, yeah.
Yeah, and there's other ways. I know you had the Dude Wipes deal, so affiliate deals
Yes,
come and
Dude
go.
Wipes,
I'm
I
sure.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Those are amazing. You still get a lifetime supply of them, I'm assuming.
We do not. No.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, they
Still see it.
changed their how they're
It was
working
such
with
a perfect
Oh, it was
combo,
great. Yeah.
dude. Hicks and Giggles and Dude Wipes, like it's perfect.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it fit so well.
I bet both sides won on that. What is, if you don't mind sharing, and I'm gonna single it out to one thing, which is interesting, right? So you've been 3-4 years trying to figure this out. What is the most amount of money you made on a single piece of content? One piece of content.
A single video.
Yeah, and you've done lots, but like a single video. What is the most amount? Because I think a lot of people start going after this, and then they're like 1 year into it, and they're trying to.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got years into this,
Right.
And
A single video, man, I don't know. I think probably
you can do above range.
it would be in the $3,000 to $5,000
Yeah.
range probably for a single video.
Yeah.
And YouTube, the great thing about YouTube, another reason I like it is because you can have videos that are 10, 20 years old.
and they're still making money.
They're still making money. So there's some level of passive income to
So
it.
you don't even really necessarily know. I mean, like a video 6 months ago that you looked at.
Right, but
2 months in, yeah.
for the good videos I've put out, the ones that have performed well, it's probably the highest ones would be in that $3,000 to $1,000 range. And that's what they've made in the initial, 2 or 3 months of being released. But yeah,
that is a cool compounding effect. And I think I saw Mr. Beast talk about that, because as you keep putting content out, when the next one hits, all the ones behind it hit
exactly.
too. So
Yeah.
you're feeding, like you're literally feeding the video 6 months ago with the video you put out.
Yeah,
today.
because if somebody watches your stuff, and if you're putting out high quality stuff that people really enjoy, then you have that ability on YouTube to draw people back to your channel where they can go back and look through your whole library of videos, which is not as easy to do on a platform like TikTok or Facebook. And then you have that compounding effect where videos that might be 10 or 20 years old, not only can they make, even if small amounts over the years, but you can have a decade-old video that for whatever reason, something in culture, something pops up that suddenly that video now has a lot more interest, and then it goes from, 10,000 views to 200,000 views, and suddenly it performs better than it ever has.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen with videos that have sat for months and months, and the initial kind of release just didn't do much at all.
Interesting.
And then I've looked back and noticed, oh, wait a minute, that video is over 100,000 views now. Last time I looked at it, it was like 5,000 views, and it didn't have much interest. But people just find it and watch it, and then the way YouTube works, if it gets enough watch time, YouTube just starts pushing it out to more people. And so yeah, YouTube's great for a lot of things like that, which is again why I've always said and still think it's the best platform for video, at least long form of obviously video content. But
are you posting clips of your long form elsewhere besides YouTube Shorts? Do you have Monumental like Facebook, TikTok?
Yeah, I'm basically posting shorts of taking my longer videos, cutting them down into clips, and posting those everywhere but YouTube at this point.
Okay, interesting.
So after I was demonetized, I deleted every short that I had on my channel. Just as again, they wouldn't tell me what the problem was, so I'm just left to guess and try to solve it as much as I could. So one of the things I suspected that one of the potential problems was that they were seeing how I was taking the same video and cutting it into shorter clips, but it's, their AI moderation, maybe they're thinking I'm just reposting the same thing over and over again, which is also not something that, YouTube's policies are favorable toward. So yeah, I just deleted everything. And now if I post a video on YouTube, like a short, I have, I think 4 or 5 shorts now. And every one of them, I'm making sure that I'm in the video. It's something brand new. And if I'm posting a clip of like one of my longer videos, I'm setting up by saying, hey, I made this video. Here's a clip from it. Just so YouTube, if their AI moderation, whatever, sees that, they're recognizing there's a human creator behind it.
Yeah.
He's adding commentary to whatever this clip is. And it's not just like a repost of the same thing without adding anything new or new information or new value to it, because I don't know if that was even part of the problem for why my channel got demonetized, but I was willing to do whatever I needed to do.
At that point, you got PTSD. You can do whatever you think you got to do.
And the shorts don't, in terms of like monetization, they don't make.
I've heard they don't.
They don't do much.
They used to, I heard at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe. And unless you're getting like tens of millions of views, it's just not. You're not gonna get much from those.
Yeah, that's interesting. On the growth side metric for you, Monumental, explain what that is. So you're taking, you're essentially creating your own films, right? With known characters that come in, like, that you're generating yourself. So you're using not just AI, I've seen your systems. It's crazy how much work you put into one of those. But what would you call that? Like, what is this category?
Well, like initially it was just again, just thinking through what do I feel like has potential to get views on YouTube? What do I think people are going to click on? What do I think people are going to stick to the end and watch until the end? And I love movies, and just thought of, well, what if I did like character battles? What if I took different movie characters from different universes and did like a hypothetical battle with some commentary where it
Chucky
analyzes
versus Darth Vader.
yeah, or like Luke Skywalker versus the Terminator or whatever.
Yeah.
And you analyze both characters, you talk about what are their strengths and abilities, and then you put them together and say, this is how the fight would play out and here's who would win. And all that now, obviously, with AI is you could do that. There's ways of doing that before. You could just play clips from the movies over your voiceover or whatever. But now, I knew I could actually, to some level, create these hypothetical fights and actually have visuals to show this play out. So it kind of started with like this documentary kind of analysis style, 8 to 10 minute videos. And I like storytelling is like what I love more than anything about video kind of work. And so as I was making these, there are certain ones where I was just thinking, man, this would actually make a cool movie. And so progressively I started making them longer. I started, making it to where the voiceover like narrator is less like a National Geographic, and I was having more full scenes play out where there's dialogue and more action playing out.
Yeah, because it does go back and forth. There's like a narrator, then all of a sudden the characters are talking.
Yep. And now it's gotten to the point where the last handful of videos I've made, I'm kind of transitioning to where it's less of the narration, or there's no narration, there's none of the analysis and all that at all, and it's more just I'm making less short films. One of them I made was like a Darth Vader versus Pinhead, like a popular horror character.
Yeah.
And so the first part, I ended up making it a 2-part because the first one did really well, and is again another thing where I love Star Wars, and I just thought this would actually make a cool. It has just an interesting visual aesthetic to it. These two characters and together, and I just thought it could be a cool story. So the first one I did like a documentary thing with a lot of scenes without commentary and without the voiceover, just dialogue and like a full out action fight scene that was animated with AI. And then at the end of it, I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool if I did like an alternate ending for this. And so I made like I thought I'd just make like a 10-minute kind of special video to put out for people who liked the first one. And it turned into like this 30-minute
Of course.
film about like the redemption of Darth Vader. And I ended up using Pinhead as like this kind of spiritual figure to kind of,
Guide
represent,
him
well, more to represent like Vader's, his internal torment and the demons in his own head that he has to overcome. But people just loved it. Like the comments on that, I figured people would like it, but it's just been like crazy to see
how much.
Like people are wanting me to go work at Disney and stuff, and I'm like,
Whoa,
I don't think it's that great, but yeah, people love it.
That's cool.
And I think people just like the format where it's more just a movie style, dialogue, and the action is kind of driving the story rather than having a somewhat cheesy narrator saying, and then he fired his gun and he blocked it with the light. I think there's a level of cheesiness that
makes sense.
isn't there in the format where it's more just a straightforward movie style thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's your advice for anyone that's wanting to create content? Not necessarily maybe in the same way you do, but you've done it enough now. Someone's got a concept and they're going to do it, and it obviously takes a while. But what's your advice today with what's changed?
Yeah. I mean, I think like several things. One, I think just like have realistic expectations. I think for a lot of people, you don't bank on making a lot of money from it. Like not only soon or possibly ever, because there's a lot of creators who have been doing videos for years and aren't making much money from it. And so it's not a get rich quick scheme by any means. Social media, it can be something where you put out a video and the first thing blows up and gets tons of views. But I think just have right expectations. I think if you find something, it would depend on why they're doing it.
Sure.
If you're doing it for a business, are you doing it just for fun? Or are you doing it because you want to eventually make a living off of it? I think find something that you enjoy, obviously, if you're going to do it, because it's not always going to be easy.
For sure.
Find something.
If you're not going to make money, hopefully you like doing it.
Find something you're passionate about, obviously. Find something that you actually have a great deal of interest in and passion for. And the other thing would be, if you want to make money on it, I think figuring out how to recognize, if your goal is like making a living off of it, being able to recognize, even if you've invested a lot of work, potentially money and time into trying to build a certain channel or platform with a certain kind of content, being able to recognize when it's not working and it's time to stop, and it's time to either scrap it and start something new or completely switch gears and directions with what you're doing. Because you can spend years doing something and there's no guarantee that, just because, YouTube doesn't, reward you for years of time investment. It rewards you for getting people to watch your videos.
Right.
And so, the biggest thing going into it is figuring out what's an idea, that really putting a lot of time into the conceptual stage of thinking about what's something that's actually going to get people's interest and hold people's interest and going to have long-term potential for not only potential videos that can be made in this niche, but videos that people are going to want to come back to. So the idea stage is very important.
I think a lot of creators don't want to be a sellout too, where they start creating something that they believe is of value, and it's like, well, that's everyone else's problem. They don't see a value. But to your point, if you want it to be a living, it's got to be
that's
consumed.
The frustrating thing.
Like, it has to be consumed. And so that evolving your content, the evolutionary side of, like, you've got to adjust, change.
That's
and
a
then
great
it
point.
maybe changes into something you're like, I don't like making these. And then you're kind of at a point where it's like, okay, am I gonna do this for a living though? Or can I take that to then promote the thing that I like doing?
Yes.
To then maybe give it legs. And that's why I think a lot of the creative side is sometimes you do have to, like, give in a little bit, create something that people will view.
That's hard,
and then promote the thing you really like. Man, that fly loves your hair, by the way. I can't stop looking at it. Go away. That fly is just like, it's your mic or your head. It goes nowhere else.
I poured honey on my head before I came in.
Maybe the honey, I would think it'd be stuck if you did.
That's been difficult, and that's something I've had to adjust to, because doing these who would win video, like, that's not something.
Sure.
I like movies and it's fun, but, like, I knew going into it, this is just cheesy and lame but I knew people will watch it though.
Yeah.
And so,
you've also evolved it to where it's been a little more fun for you.
I've evolved it to where now it's like, this is what I want to do. This is the style of stuff I want to do, making more meaning, like having actual meaningful stories where people are telling me I'm weeping after watching this Star Wars video. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Cool.
Great.
That's the greatest compliment I could get, if somebody's so moved emotionally by what I've made that they're, it's actually impacting them to feel something. That's what I am passionate about. That's the thing that drives me to want to do this kind of work more than anything, is just creating meaningful stories that actually move people emotionally in ways that surprise them, that they having these emotional experiences that they couldn't have otherwise, and figuring out how to weave visuals and story and dialogue and music and sound effects in such a way there is an art to it that like they feel something. Yeah. And if you get any of those elements wrong, that emotional reaction could be completely different. If the music's different, if the pacing's different, they might not feel that same thing. And so there's that's what I enjoy doing more than anything. But yeah, you do have to figure out. Fortunately, I'm at the point where now people love the channel so much that I can put out most anything and people are going to watch it.
Sure.
But being able to put out stuff that like I can make what I actually am most passionate about, the kind of work I'm actually most passionate about doing. But there is a degree to where you do have to figure out the gives and takes.
Have to be a sellout.
Yeah,
at
even
the beginning.
even things as simple as like I implemented.
You're good.
I implemented into my videos at one point, just simply asking people to watch till the end of the video. At the beginning, saying, "Hey, this is the channel. This is what we do. This is what you're going to see in this video. Stick around till the end." And it's like, I don't want to do that. Like that's salesman-y.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. I knew that.
Stick around to the end of the video.
Till the end of this video.
There will be a $1,000 cash giveaway.
Jordan is going to give away $1 million.
But yeah, like that kind of stuff. Like I didn't want to do that, but I just knew like
best practice.
Yeah, and even like figuring out how do you open the video, because the initial first 30 seconds to a minute are the most important
They drop
part.
off so hard.
Yeah, so like I had to figure out, and constantly I'm having to figure out how do I change that to grab people's attention, and that's not something as like a creator or artists don't really want to have those sort of limitations put on them to say this is the structure you have to follow.
Marketing. It's not as fun.
So that's annoying. But again, if you want to have some level of success on these platforms,
you got to do it.
You got to figure out how to at least and do that in a way that somewhat fits your style. And I think
that's a good way to put it. You can do the same thing, but just do it in a way that's you, and it can be funny. And like, I hate doing this, but please stay till the end.
Yes, right.
It's mostly
like
just
and
offends my
subscribe.
artistic heart if you don't.
Yeah, right.
Your watch through inspires me to make more. Yeah. Dude, you're awesome. Thank you for sharing all that. I think that's super helpful. I've learned a lot, and I've enjoyed watching it all. And we have lunch today with another filmmaker that's inspired by you. So I'm excited to hang out with him, and I think that's super cool. You're willing to give him all the secrets.
Oh, right.
Because you're like, it's a lot of work.
I don't have the secrets.
There are no secrets. I just work hard.
Yeah, I just have an obsessive
you do.
ADHD personality where I can just lock into something and forget about anything else existing. For
the house is on fire. I don't have time.
I don't have time to think about that. Yeah, it's a pro and a con.
Sure,
but
for sure. Yeah. All right, dude. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.